Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Tina Frias joins us. She's the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association, and she's here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain. And for over 90 years, the Nevada Trucking Association has been the voice for the men and women in the trucking industry. From Carson City to Washington, D.C., we advocate for policies to protect our trucking companies and keep commerce flowing. Because Nevada's and America's prosperity is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're absolutely delighted to welcome to the program for the first time Tina Frias. She is the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. Very pleased to have you here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, let's start out with your board is phenomenal. I mean, it's every major developer in Southern Nevada. And, home building is such an important thing and such an important topic of discussion. Let me start out with, we saw a slight drop in interest rates. And what are your board members saying to you about what the outlook is like at this point for people that were priced out of the market, but maybe can get in now?
Absolutely. So first, I will say I do have an exceptional board of directors and executive board. We're really lucky to have them in our community. We represent large, mid-sized, small builders. We also represent the trades that build the homes, everything from flooring, roofing, all of those things, and they are really dedicated here. One of the major benefits that we have with our board is that they are currently advocating for more development in Southern Nevada, which is great for many of those like redevelopment projects. So back to your question, specifically about the interest rates. We've been keeping a close eye out on the market. In 2025, we did see a softening. However, we would say that the market is very stable, right? So we're still projecting around 9,000 permits. Normally we're more around 11,000. However, the homes that we are building are selling, so we don't have inventory sitting. We do believe that with the interest rate drops and as consumer confidence picks up, we're hopeful that by the second half of 2026, we'll be able to see some increasing in consumer confidence and more people out purchasing homes.
Okay, so at this point, is it more people coming in from outside the state that are buying? Because one of the problems, for me, for example, I have no plans to leave my house. I've been in there 36 years. But I've got a 2.9% interest rate. I don't want to be paying 6% somewhere else. Is that the same situation you're seeing in Las Vegas and Southern Nevada in general, that people are concerned, that they're going to see a 3 or 4 point increase in their costs?
Absolutely, and there's a mix. I'm currently in the same situation as you are, Sam, with a really low interest rate. And I think between the interest rates, also with the cost of housing at this time, we have some really expensive land. We're averaging around $1 million to $1.8 million per acre in Southern Nevada.
It's stunning.
Which I'm sure accounts for about 30 to 40% of the cost of the home between the land and the infrastructure improvements. So they are definitely out there trying to get more supply on the market or in the market. And so that's really important to us.
All right. So obviously, there are wealthy people coming in to Southern Nevada that can afford the homes, in some of them places like that. And there's huge development about to expand right in Summerlin. But for the lower income and lower income, middle income, are you seeing more of the developers offering more amenities, more deals to be able to get people into their homes, even just basically to be able to get somebody into their down payment, if not anything else?
Absolutely. One of our main priorities at the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association is housing attainability. We really want the people in the community to be able to afford the homes that we're building. So our home builders are becoming more and more creative, whether that is interest rate buy downs. And we're actually seeing a pretty big increase in the number of new homes that are being sold versus existing homes. We think part of that is attributed to the fact that the larger builders are able to provide those interest rate buy downs and also sustainability measures. And these sustainability measures are also, obviously good for the environment, but they're also good for keeping utility costs down.
Right.
And so that's a big one for buyers when they're looking at their monthly debt to income ratios.
Okay, so let's talk about land and land's bills. There was a big brouhaha between the Southern Nevada delegation and Congressman Amadei over the fact that he was trying to open up land in Southern Nevada, and it wasn't going through the Southern Nevada Lands Act. And so there was, meaning that there would be money coming not only to Southern Nevada, but Lake Tahoe and other places around the state. But how did the Home Builders Association react to that? Were they like, well, we'd be getting extra land, that would be beneficial, or no, Congressman, stay out of this?
So for the home builders, we've definitely been watching the federal process and taking a close look at the lands bills. We've supported Senator Cortez Masto's bill. We've also stated that we'd like to see more land put forward through Congress. We really just think that the process that Congress takes for lands bills has been a challenge over the years.
That would be the understatement of the year.
Yeah, and so, we would like to be able to see Congress come together. We definitely want to make sure that our congressional delegation is working collaboratively for the good of Nevada and making sure that we get more land out there. Because like I just said, the land piece is a major component to the cost of homes. And it's really important that we make sure that Nevadans can afford the homes that we build.
We've had realtors on the program that have said that there is land available now that isn't being utilized. Is that something that you're seeing as well?
So what I can tell you is in Southern Nevada, we have roughly 26,000 acres that are currently available in the disposal boundary. That's, with the projection that we're going to run out of land for development by year 2032. And so that's definitely a challenge for us. One of the things that we have been working on through the association, we actually had a workshop last year in August. And so we've been working on not only advocating for expanding the disposal boundaries so we have more land for development, but also improving the processes, streamlining the processes so that we can access the land in a reasonable amount of time. Even with the 26,000 acres that's currently available, sometimes it's challenging to be able to access it through the auction process. And so I will say one of the things that I am proud to report is that we have a lot of positive momentum right now. We have stakeholders at the federal level, at the state level, and at the local level really working collaboratively on things that we can improve that are outside of the congressional processes. One example that I'll give you is that we have working groups specifically to identify land for nomination. Land does not go through the BLM process for auction unless it's nominated by a developer and then approved by the local government. Southern Nevada Home Builders Association just recently identified multiple APN numbers to Clark County.
What does that mean?
So APN numbers are numbers for parcels of land.
Okay.
Specifically, we're looking at land that's ripe for residential construction. And so through those working groups, we were able to pass that along to Clark County, and they were able to expedite those approvals. And actually just yesterday, they did approve a number of APN numbers that will be able to go to the BLM for auction.
All right. Let me, I was looking at your bio, and it's really fascinating because before you came to the Home Builders Association, you were Senior Director of Aviation at Harry Reid. And I don't know if you know this or not, but one of my interesting projects over like the last 30 years has been Ivanpah and the airport that's eventually going to go in there. But it'll be in, it's coming up. It'll probably be within the next 10 to 12 years that Ivanpah will be at the beginning stages of being open. And we've seen Southern Nevada Water Authority getting everything done for getting the water through Sloan Canyon. That'll be the backup water supply. But that's also the water that's going to be utilized in the Ivanpah Valley. And so what kind of growth do you think is going to come in terms of the home building? Because you've got 6,000 acres for the airport, and then you've got 17,000 acres for development. I know Tick Segerblom's been on this program concerned about growth going down to 15, but isn't that the reality and what a great opportunity for your members that those folks are going to need housing?
So first and foremost, I'm really excited for the Clark County Department of Aviation and the fact that they've been able to start the process to move forward with their environmental impact statement. That's an important component for them to be able to develop that airport. I do think from the home building industry, it's a little early to speculate. They still have the environmentals and things that they have to determine as to what that airport will look like and what they'll do with those additional 17,000 acres. However, I will tell you that if it does result in demand for housing, I know some people that are ready to build.
Yes, I think that it's just, the airport itself is just going to be the biggest public works project that Nevada has ever seen. Mm-hmm. Ray Hager, who's our journalist on Nevada Newsmakers, did a little bit of a study, and he figured out that Hoover Dam cost $750 million in today's money to build Hoover Dam.
Wow.
Now we're talking about probably somewhere around north of $20 billion to build this airport between public and private monies. It's astonishing how huge this thing is.
Yeah, definitely a major project, and we're excited to see what the outcome is for the airport and for the community.
I think so. I don't know if you had much of a chance to travel in your time with the Clark County Aviation Administration, but in going to Singapore and seeing what Changi is next to the airport there, it's just unbelievable.
It's the most beautiful airport. I have not seen it in person, but I worked on a customer experience program when I was at the airport at Harry Reid. And it was the Singapore airport was one of the examples we used to get ideas. And they definitely do an exceptional job.
Oh my goodness. I mean, people fly in, they go into Singapore proper, and then they come back to the airport to spend the day because it is so amazing. And
but I will say Harry Reid Airport also does an exceptional job, and it's one of the top 10 airports in the nation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now there's, $4 billion that's going to be reinvested into that airport prior to the Reliever Airport being built. And so I think that there's an opportunity architecturally for both Harry Reid and the new airport, because I want them to be like Singapore. Or some of these other amazing airports around the world where people come in and their first stop is like, oh my goodness, my mind is blown. Because that's the response you get when you go to some of these airports. And I think that with $4 billion, they have the opportunity to do that.
It's going to be, we'll see what's to come.
I think it's going to be pretty amazing. Let's take a break. We'll come back more. We're talking with Tina Frias. She's the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association after this timeout.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Sponsors are needed for the Greenhouse Project's annual Grateful Harvest Dinner, taking place Monday, September 21st at Nashville Social Club in Carson City. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. For 17 years, the Greenhouse Project has provided agricultural education for students and fresh produce to our community's food insecure. Every dollar you give helps us continue this important, life-changing mission. Go to carsoncitygreenhouse.org to learn how you can help. Join us in growing a lasting legacy.
The Road to Riches leads straight to the Carson Valley Inn. Cash drawings Thursday and Saturdays. Over 480 winners. Score up to $15,000 weekly. Plus one $10,000 cash winner and the $20,000 guaranteed grand prize giveaways. Free meals, free play, and more. Only at the Carson Valley Inn.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Tina Frias. She is the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. If you don't mind, I would like to mention a few people that are on your board because they're all phenomenal. But I just throw out a few names here. You've got Brian Walsh from Howard Hughes, who runs Summerlin. You've got KB Homes on the board, Toll Brothers, and pretty much all the other big guns of home building there. Plus, the fabulous Brian Gordon from Applied Analysis.
He's amazing.
So, yes, he is.
Yeah.
So one of the big issues, of course, is water. It's a big discussion with the Colorado River. Obviously, we've been watching that very closely for a long time now. And, you know, I presume that the home builders have the same fear that I do, which is that if the communities along the Colorado River can't come to an agreement, that the federal government is going to impose one. Am I right in that assumption? That that's a fear?
You know, I would say right now we have such a good partnership with the Southern Nevada Water Authority, and we feel like they've done an exceptional job making sure that we have the appropriate amount of water and also planning for the future. One of the things that we do to make sure, right, that we're having reasonable growth and development, responsible growth and development, is 90% of all the water that currently are in our new build homes is being recycled into Lake Mead.
Right.
So I think all of these things together help for our reasonable development. And I also think, you know, as we continue to grow as a community, there are going to need to be things that we look at to see what are the options out there to make sure that we have the appropriate water. And I think that we have a lot of smart people in this state that as that time comes, we will be able to find some solutions.
Well, John Ensminger has been on the program many times and Pat Mulroy before him. So, you know, we've been exploring the water situation there. Christian Kiliani, former Clark County Commissioner and state legislator, put out a piece a couple of days ago. And Kyle Roerink from Great Basin Water Network has also been on the show talking about this, where Utah is trying to take water from the basin that extends into eastern Nevada and utilize it for Cedar City and the growth there. Do you have concerns about that? Because Las Vegas is going to need water. And even though they've said, Southern Nevada Water Authority has said, no, we're not building that pipeline, but they also said in the last week that there is a need for other water sources. So your thoughts on the Utah water grab?
You know, I think it's certainly something that is going to be a challenge that our community is going to need to tackle. You know, I do think that the Southern Nevada Water Authority has been smart with where they've positioned their pipeline. So I understand that we are one of the ones that have access as the water goes down. We have more of a direct access than some of the other states do. And so I do think there's going to, we'll have to keep watching it closely and make sure that we have the right people engaged on the issue. But for now, I'm going to be hopeful with the smart minds that are working on it today.
Dina Titus has talked for decades about going vertical versus horizontal. How do the builders feel about that?
So with our precious land in Nevada, we don't discriminate. Okay, we will.
That's a great way to put it.
I will tell you, we have a slew of very skilled land individuals that are figuring out how to utilize those 25,000 acres as best as possible. We have a number of redevelopment projects, infill projects that are going on in Southern Nevada that I am very proud of. If it is a location where it makes sense, they will certainly build there. Now, do things come into place like infrastructure challenges? And that certainly adds cost to the project. At the end of the day, it's really important for us is housing attainability. So if it's a community where the price point is not going to be able to allow the buyer to qualify, that's a concern for us, right? We want to be able to sell the homes that we're building. And so
homes can't sit there because you're paying for them. It's like a car on a dealer's lot. If it ain't getting sold, they're paying money in interest on that thing.
And one thing I do want to share is that our home builders, our board members that are represented there are becoming more and more creative and innovative in trying to figure out how to get housing out there, to bring on more supply and to do more with less. And one of the things that I can tell you that we're really proud that we got the opportunity to work on was Governor's Assembly Bill 540. And so that gave an opportunity on the demand side for, housing assistance programs, down payment assistance, but it also had a huge focus on bringing on more supply. And so there were opportunities for projects that builders were on the verge of not being able to have the opportunity to build because of buyers not qualifying. And now this program has been helpful. We actually have one of our board members, Rick Barron, president of Signature Homes, who was just recently awarded under AB 540 for a project, Paradise Trails, that's going to be great development for our workforce, teachers, nurses, first responders, and it was a project that was directly benefited from AB 540.
And that's great to hear. Let's take another break and we'll be right back.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
The winning is about to hit a whole nother level during the $100,000 March Mayhem giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Win up to $5,000 in cash every week and a top prize of $15,000 in cash during the grand finale drawing. Don't miss the mayhem. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
We're the Peters family, 2 combat veterans, our daughter Elle, and our Liberty Dogs puppy in training, Cooper.
Cooper will grow up to be a life-changing companion to a veteran with visible or invisible challenges.
We're helping Cooper build focus and confidence so he's ready to support his veteran.
And we know he will help bring happiness and independence to his veteran's life.
So join us, become a puppy raiser, and change lives, one puppy at a time.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Tina Frias. She is the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. I have to go back in time with you in our last minute or so here. You were a legal fellow for Senator Reed when he was Senate Majority Leader. I have never heard more Republicans say how much they miss Senator Reed than I could ever have believed. Just give us your thoughts on Senator Reed and what it was like to work for him.
It was a tremendous experience. Got to learn a lot. Had the opportunity to see him in action where he would be speaking to stakeholders, and he just had that firm but also that soft approach. Never raised his voice, but you definitely knew to take his word seriously. I also really appreciated the level of influence that it brought in Washington, D.C. for Nevada. We had so much influence and, had the opportunity to have one of our people at one of the highest positions that you could be in the world. So it was definitely an exciting experience, and there was a lot of work that he was able to get done for the benefit of Nevada.
And if people want to go on our website, there are over 30 interviews with Senator Reed. I think we did more interviews with him on this program than he did with the New York Times, which is pretty amazing. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here. Please come back.
I certainly will. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, and we'll be right back.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm Attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at nevadanewsmakers.com. And our archive goes back to 2002. So you can look at all kinds of historic interviews right here on Nevada Newsmakers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next broadcast.